This is the musician Bobby Storm, seconds before she's gonna ruin her image publicly on a plane. Bobby, she's in a music group that was recently nominated for a Grammy, and unfortunately for the entire plane, Bobby felt the need to flex on a bunch of tired travelers. And by not only announcing this, but also making a massive scene on the flight. So after the flight was massively delayed, it was taxiing, but then they had to return to the gate, she decided to go up in the front of the plane and start talking to the entire plane. And this is where this video started, where the flight attendant got onto her.
I'm starting right now. I can sit down and I'll sit and wait for it. I'll sit down. The seatbelt signs off. The seatbelt signs off. It's not a disturbance. Once you hit. It's right here, babe. I am. I'm gonna have a seat. Okay, so watch me bless him.
Oh boy, she's gonna bless everyone. If only she did so by sitting down and being respectful for the rest of the flight, because that's the real blessing, having a flight without any further delays.
So I used to sing on planes a long time ago. I just found out I'm up for 2 Grammys. My very first time, you guys. My name is Bobby Storm, and I'm up for 2 Grammys. I sing for the Lord, and my song is out on all platforms. It's called We Can't Forget 'Em. Michael McDonald cleared it. Warren G is on the original record as well. It's with Regulators. I want to share this with you guys. I wanted to do it when I first got on the plane, but I was like, you know, I haven't done this in a while. I've gotten to the next status, so.
Are you able to be quiet?
But they're enjoying it. So while we're sitting here, could I please?
I'm not enjoying it. So I'm asking you, can you be quiet?
Okay, well,
That's
that's
a yes or no answer, please.
Am I going to go to jail if I don't?
Can you please answer my question? Are you willing and able to be quiet right now?
I'm doing what the Lord is telling me to do.
I'm asking you a question, yes or no. I'm your flight leader. I need you to follow my instructions.
Okay.
My instructions for you to answer my question. Are you able to be quiet?
What do you guys think?
It's almost like she's asking if anyone else wants to have the flight delayed further. I mean, it's awesome that she's nominated for a Grammy, but why isn't she celebrating this with her family or at the Grammys? Why here? There's a time and place for everything. And in the middle of the flight, after the flight attendant has told you multiple times to just sit in your seat and be quiet, clearly that's not the time.
I'm asking you, ma'am.
I'm asking you guys. What do you guys think?
Okay. If you're not able to follow my instruction, you will not be taking this flight.
Okay.
Are you able to be quiet?
If that's the case, then that's fine. If you were the person in charge of it all.
I'm your flight leader, yes.
If you're the person in charge of it all, then that's fine.
All right. Thank you.
So I'll sing it on the low for y'all in the back.
Oh man. The internet is just a constant reminder to me that people like this actually exist. I feel like everyone around her is just praying the flight is not going to get delayed any further. And it's about to get so much worse. But imagine being tired on a flight, shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of strangers, then you have this woman trying to make the whole flight about her. And I mean, you might even be unlucky enough to be sitting beside someone with bad body odor. And that's where today's sponsor, Scentbird, comes in. Because Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that allows you to pick from over 600 designer fragrances. Essentially, they let you choose a new designer fragrance to try out every single month for just under $17. And they come in these cool vials that last roughly 1 month, so you can switch up scents every single month without committing to the price of a full bottle. This month I received English Laundry, Midnight Gold, and Awaken by Toomey, I think this one was. And finally, Santa Jardin Paris Incense Water. Overall, I'm happy with the scents I got. They have a massive selection of unisex scents from brands like Prada, Gucci, Versace, Toomey, and so on and so on, so I'm sure that you'll find something you love. But if that sounds interesting to you, you can check out Scentbird and make sure you use code Atozy, 55 off, to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird, making it only $7 for your first month. But without further ado, let's get back into the video. So we're on the plane. She's been told to be quiet like 3 times on camera, so I don't know how much this altercation has been going on before the camera started recording. But then she does this.
All right. So the song is called We Can't Forget 'Em. All right. And you can download it. I don't know the issue. No one else has ever had an issue, but it's Father, thank you for each day in my life. I realize.
I feel like if I was there, the only thing that would be going through my mind is, are we really risking to delay this flight further than what it already has been delayed for this? Really? And this is so much different than like a street musician, because if you don't like a street musician, you just walk past the street musician. Here, you have a bunch of people trapped shoulder to shoulder with her in a cylinder. And then to make things worse, her behavior might have them trapped in that cylinder for even longer.
People like that, you know, they spirits a little, they can't accept it, but I'm here to spread what God needs me to spread.
If you're on the billboard, why are you promoting to 50 people against their will while they're trapped in a flying cylinder with you? If anything, this is just a massive advertisement for noise-canceling headphones, but the story doesn't end here.
Hey, you guys, it's rest day for me, so the hair is looking a little crazy, but I wanted to follow up with you guys on Delta. They did reach out to me, so whoever called, I can't say thank you because I don't want this man to be reprimanded where he loses his job. I simply want us to keep in mind how to treat each other. And there was no rules being broken. And it was just me spreading my joy with people after they gave me the go to do so. So I just hope that if he watches this, he's able to learn a valuable lesson on how to treat other people. But I just want to say you guys can stop reaching out to Delta. They have apologized and they are fans of Maverick City. So the best way you guys can support me.
What? Okay, wait, that was unexpected. The guy who was doing his job, trying to make sure that everyone had a peaceful flight without any disturbances. His job is at risk now? If you want to bless everyone on the flight, bless them with a silent flight. It's wild that we live in this like social media outrage era where a guy can risk losing his job for simply doing it. Isn't his job to make sure everyone is having the best possible flight? And I'm pretty sure that would include not having the entire flight being forced to listen to someone sing that they don't want to hear.
So I want to share with you guys my point of view and everything that happened on this flight. So we got on a plane, we all boarded, but the music was so loud in the speakers. They were playing top 40 on the speakers. And I had this unction to sing for people because I've sang on a lot of flights before. And I do know the rules from doing that. As I'm sitting in my seat, I'm telling my neighbor, I really want to get up and sing on this flight. And she's like, sing on a flight. And I'm like, yeah, I used to do that back in the day and I'm feeling it right now. I haven't done it in years, but I'm feeling like sharing my joy with people because I just got nominated for the first time for a Grammy. And she was like, okay, do it when we land. And I was like, well, when we land, everybody's going to be standing up. So the people in the front won't be able to see me, hear me. And that's just not what's on my spirit. So if God wants it to happen, it'll happen. I took my pillow, put it on the front of the chair, and I started to go to sleep while we were taxiing. And all of a sudden, they made an announcement and said, we have to go back to the gate. There's a brief maintenance issue. So for those of you with a connection, you have the option to get off or whatever the case may be, but we have to go back to the gate. I knew instantly that was God.
Okay, so she's just deflecting with her beliefs. Everyone is already annoyed because the flight is already delayed. Why make everything about yourself just because you want to brag about your accomplishments and sing? Again, it's not like they can get up and leave. This is the most tone-deaf way to promote your music. How are you this tone-deaf when your entire job is revolved around tones?
Now, because I've sang in so many different public places, I've never felt nervous around anyone. But this was God, and I knew it. So, you know, we have revelations, and then we have moments where we feel the presence of God. But to know he came and saw about me right there and was he literally was like, I'm going to make this happen. I was nervous. I felt like I wanted to poop my pants. Like, I literally was like shaking. So instantly when it happened and he made the announcement, I knew since I fly a lot that we would end up having the opportunity and the freedom to get out of our seats and for our seatbelt sign to be off and safety would not be a matter. And so I was just like, okay, this is God. And I'm just like nervous. So I just go into prayer and I'm like, Father God, I know that this is you, Lord. So please speak through me.
Again, there's a time and place for everything. All this does is make me want to look up your touring schedule and make sure I'm never on the same flight.
So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And then the rest of this is history, y'all. I mean, Delta, you could hook me up with some miles or something. But no, I'm just kidding. But thank you for holding yourself accountable. And, you know, let's really, really like lead with love, y'all. I mean, we could live so much longer if everybody just lived in love and peace and joy. You know, who you believe in It's your choice, but I know who I believe in, and I know I have to be bold for that.
I'm trying to understand what she's trying to say here, because the amount of spinning that she's doing to this story is absolutely insane. She wanted attention on the plane and did so by bragging, but she's trying to deflect all of this with the Lord. Oh man, the plane was already delayed. Imagine if they had to remove everyone off the plane and reboard due to her. Thankfully, that didn't happen, but I wouldn't wish upon anyone to be stuck on a plane with her. But it's so wild that you have an up-and-coming musician who just absolutely ruined her image in one TikTok. And this TikTok, she uploaded that to her own account. That's not a random person seeing it. No, she asked the person sitting beside her to film her throughout all of this. That was the whole first video. And then the two others, she, I guess, filmed herself and uploaded to her own TikTok account as well. I'm just amazed that people can be this self-obsessed.